What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast. Presented by our damn selves.
You know it.
What are we now? What is it?
Your love is a 187.
187 with my pod.
You know, I went old school.
Yeah. I went old.
People probably had no idea what that was.
They know mine, yeah. Well, some of the hip hop heads know mine. I'm hollering 187 with my mic in your mouth, bitch. Got my mic right here, so yeah.
Yeah, 187.
Mm-hmm. Down for 187. Let's do this.
Down.
Name Netflix.
Bad.
If this wasn't our 2020 wrap-up, we could do so many 187 puns, but we probably gonna have to call it tie the title in somehow with 2020 wrap-up edition.
Yeah.
This is our wrap-up show.
Because this is the last week of 2020.
Our last episode of 2020.
Yeah. Wow.
I was thinking something like Good Riddance 2020 for the name. Yeah.
Good riddance.
Mm-hmm. Or what's even better, because we're tying both, yeah. A 187 for 2020, because we it's a homicide 187, so we kill in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 187 for 2020, something like that. But man, what a year. Where do we start?
For like the whole year, just to like go through everything for the whole year.
Let's try. Let's give it a shot. We got time. We just getting started. We got time. We're 2 weeks in.
We know how the year started. It started tragically for us as basketball fans. In January, we lost Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant and his beautiful daughter Gianna,
and then the others,
along with several others in that helicopter.
Other passengers that were on flight, because that was a death that shocked the world. It was like
found out right when we were sitting down to record. Do you remember?
Yes, because we were about to record, and you were looking through your phone for last minute stories to see if anything big popped up.
This can't be real. I was like, this can't be real.
And then your face, like, you look like you saw a ghost, like the way your face just like changed. And I'm like, what? I mean, this was when we could still be in the same room.
Yeah.
This is what
we're gonna talk about that too. Like why we on the split screen. We definitely gonna talk about this. The year didn't start like this.
It didn't start like this. How it started, how it started, how it ended, challenge, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I just saw your face change, and I was like, what? And then you just turn your phone around to me, and then my mouth, I was like,
because here's let's put it in context even further. Is when I saw the name Kobe Bryant popped up. You remember what happened the night before? LeBron had just passed Kobe in the all-time scoring list. So I'm thinking it's related to that. Now see Kobe's name pop up because LeBron is now number 3 on the all-time scoring list.
On the all-time scoring list.
Behind Carmelo and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And Kareem.
For 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. It's Kareem, Karl, LeBron, Kobe, and then Jordan. That's your top 5.
And then Mike, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so LeBron had just passed Kobe Bryant up that night, literally that night before.
Literally the night before.
Yeah, that Saturday night he passed him, and then Sunday Kobe was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And Kobe and Gianna were at the game. That's what they were sitting courtside, and like they were like, and they both had smiles on their face, like wasn't no hate. Like Kobe was legit happy at LeBron.
Yeah, and then I saw the last tweet that he sent to LeBron. He sent him a tweet like basically saying, "Yeah, little brother, go get him." Like he basically was giving his approval, like. Go get him for Laker Nation, like bring home 17.
Laker Nation, baby, like Kobe.
Yeah, bring home 17.
Kobe
basically,
he bled. He bled the purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Laker Nation, like go out and bring it home. Yeah,
right, and that's basically what it was. His last tweet.
Mm-hmm.
So then they were on their way to a game for Gianna's game, and
because she played basketball as well.
Mm-hmm. And from what Kobe said, like I don't think he was just being a doting father. Like Kobe said, his daughter was better than him at the age that she was. Yeah,
had she survived, word has it that had she survived, she could have been the one to put women's basketball on the map. WNBA, let's be honest, like the only reason they're still around is because the NBA is subsidizing. Because now with COVID, like nobody has attendance. It's like WNBA's attendance was suffer. Like they were like the league lost money every year. since 1996, it lost money every year.
Right.
But because they had NBA is making so like their cup run is over, they're able to subsidize this failing league without even breaking a sweat. They billions of dollars you bringing in, like, yeah, we can carry you. Yeah. If WNBA was just a separate league, like they would have folded years ago because like, they don't have a lot of big following. But he said Gianna Bryant could have been the one to put him on the map, like according to Kobe and others that talked about her game as well too. Like after the fact that we're talking about her game, like she could.
And I saw some videos shared after she passed. I saw some of her videos, like home videos they had of her, and she moved like Kobe. She did, because like she did her spin move. I was like, man, like she can play. Like, wow, she really can play.
There's a little jersey thing that's cool.
They bite.
Yeah.
With the, and it's so funny about that with genetics, because it's like little traits. Like, and as a parent, you'll see this in your children. When you look at your children, and when you see certain little things that you do. And then you see your children do it, you're like, you didn't tell them to do that, but it's just like that's your DNA inside of them, doing like the little, they like might bite their nail a certain way or do whatever. Then it's like you see that, and it's just like, man, that's me and my kid right there. But the jersey thing, because he was like, she never saw him bite his jersey like that, and she would do that, just take her jersey and bite the jersey like her father.
You want to go over some of the other celebrity deaths? Because 2020, it was a lot of them. Yeah.
2020 was a shitty,
Some of them you probably forgot about. Well, let's do this. Probably the second most famous one of the year behind Kobe, I would say, is Chadwick Boseman. We lost Black Panther. Rest in peace.
I was almost crying real tears, but I was out in public because Marcus and we went to his cousin's wedding. His cousin had a wedding, and we went to the reception to like show our face and everything. And obviously we had to be masked up and all that, but we went, and that was just all everybody just started talking about, because when the alert started coming out, people said ping, ping, ping. And we was like,
and I text you during that time.
Text me, and then I was like, what? And I had to find the story. Like, Chadwick Boseman died. What the? And the immediate thing I thought, I was like, COVID better not have gotten Chadwick. I was about to just be so pissed. I was like, COVID better not have gotten Black Panther. I was like, I can't handle that. If COVID took away, because Black Panther was our hero as Black people. Like, we were so excited.
Like I said, the first time I ever saw Black people cosplaying to the movie. It's like, because typically we like as in a famous Black Panther meme, it's like typically like, we don't do that here. Like, that's not something that Black people do. Yeah, like we don't cosplay. In fact, like a lot of our people laugh at other people for doing that.
We call it corny or whatever.
You see, the Avengers. You see, like the others, we would laugh. But then Black
people
Panther
dressed as hobbits.
But then Black Panther came. It's like, now it's our turn to like cosplay. We get to dress up. Yeah,
the people were coming in full cosplay to go see Black Panther. Like I said, I was very pregnant, and I made sure we saw it opening weekend. I was like, Marcus, we gotta see this movie opening weekend. I said, because I was like 33 or 34 weeks pregnant, so I was very pregnant when I saw Black Panther.
You went better. I went opening night.
You went opening night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went that Saturday, and like belly was all the way out to here. I was super pregnant, so
I was teaching class that night. Found a way to get out of the class. I was like, yeah, I got something to do, y'all, so I'm out.
We went that Saturday, and like I ran the bathroom. I used the bathroom. I know this movie's gonna be like 2.5 hours, so let me use the bathroom before I go in. I said, because I'm not missing none of this movie, because I was like, with the pregnancy, I might have to pee during the movie. So I was like, let me not drink nothing. I don't want to miss this movie. I was just so excited. I was like, I have to see Black Panther, see the whole movie. Yeah, and you were in Wakanda, because you were like sitting there. And you were like,
I was I didn't buy my tickets early enough, so yeah.
It was like
we got front row available. I was like, I'm seeing this movie the first night. Give me the front row. But it worked out because I was in the the theaters. I got when we could go to theaters, I had the nice little reclining seat.
Yeah, you were like,
I let my seat back. I have my head. Only thing I should have brought a little airplane pillow. Would have been the perfect.
Oh yeah, to put right there.
That brought one. Laying back, looking up, watching like okay, look, Well, Kyle would have been like watching the movie like this. Because like I would have, if I had my little pillow, it would have been the perfect setup.
We went in early. We were looking at our phone. We thought, okay, this time it's this time. Oh, this time it's stood up. Grab our seats. We was like, grab our seats. Dope. But yeah, that one really hurt, because it's like, And then why it hurt so bad because he
came
was
out of
fighting
nowhere. He
cancer
kept
for
that to
3
himself.
years.
He kept that to himself.
The fact that he fought cancer for 4 years.
He was dying of cancer. He kept that to himself.
It made us check all of ourselves. When we say, I'm tired, I can't get out and get this money and hustle. This man fought cancer for 4 years. He was freaking Black Panther. He was in Civil War.
He did.
He was
during that time. He played.
Yeah, Thurgood Marshall. Yeah, he did 21 Bridges.
He did a lot during
Ma Rainey. I still gotta watch it on Netflix. He did Ma Rainey. He did so much work, and it's like, and this man, James Brown, this man was dying, fighting cancer.
Right, and like I said, Black Panther, 2 Avengers movies, and Captain America is like just the Marvel stuff right there alone.
All that Marvel stuff.
Not even counting all the other stuff he did. Yeah.
And then the thing that made me like ugly cry is like when they just started showing personal videos of Chadwick when like they showed a thing where like he went to St. Jude's Hospital visiting children with cancer. And I'm like, and he's fighting cancer. He's visiting these kids like trying to lift their spirit. I was like, I can't. I just was like, I can't do this. I was like, it was just too much. I was like, at this point, I was like, greatest superhero ever is Chadwick Boseman. Like we say, heroes. He's the greatest hero ever. Is Chadwick Boseman.
See how dressed for the occasion. Not all superheroes wear capes, and that's what Chadwick was. He was a superhero.
A hero, not Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman.
Not T'Challa. Yeah,
not T'Challa. Chadwick. Chadwick was a hero.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we going like I still haven't watched Black Panther since he's passed because it's just. And I know they show it a lot, but it's just I can't watch it right now.
Since I came, I listened to the soundtrack, and I only did that once.
And it was just too much.
Yeah, I haven't returned. Yeah, like I haven't gone back to my title listening to that.
Yeah,
I listened to that for. I was like, oh,
it's a little bit too much right now.
Why did I do this? Yeah,
I'm like, because I know that I got on Disney Plus. I'm like, I can watch Black Panther anytime I want to, but I was like, yeah, maybe I can watch it next year. Maybe I'll put it on and I can watch it next year without crying, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of cancer deaths, Alex Trebek, we lost.
That's another one that's
up there, top 5, like the people we lost. I think he might even be third. I say Kobe, Chadwick, and him are probably the most famous deaths of this.
Because these are people who impacted people around the world, like. Everybody loves
Kobe and like Alex Trebek. We grew up watching him. It's like you watch Kobe play for like 20 years. It's like I watched this man play for like half my life. Pretty much, it's crazy. Yeah.
And Kobe, what was so cool is because he was like the first one of like my era because Kobe was 3 years older than me. So like we could have went to high school together. So it's like. When you see someone your age group go to the NBA, it's like, oh, shit. You know, it was cool because he went in 96. I graduated in 99. He graduated in 96. So
he went straight from high school to the league, which is why
it was cool to see that somebody my age do it. Somebody my age group, not like an old person.
He was like the second or third player to really do that in the modern era. Because Kevin Garnett came first. And then Kobe and Jermaine O'Neal were in that same class.
Right.
So they were like second and third. And then afterwards, you had like T-Mac. You had LeBron, of course, like Tyson Chandler. Yeah, Dwight. There's like a lot of cats did it.
Who else did that? Some of them should not have done it.
Yeah, like so that's some bust too, like Kwame Brown, Eddie Curry. It was some bust.
Didn't Tyson Chandler come straight?
I said Chandler, yeah. I said him. You didn't hear me, I guess.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yeah. But like some of them should not have done it.
But we lost.
Alex
Get back to Alex Trebek, yeah.
Because like he started on Jeopardy in 1984. I was 3 in 1984, so it's like
the current version of Jeopardy started in '84. But on the old version with Art Fleming, I don't remember that. Like I said, it probably was before I was born. I don't even know what year.
I think it maybe went off in like 72 or 73, something like that. I think it went off during that time.
So our mom, she was a fan of Jeopardy, going back to the original Jeopardy, not the reboot with Alex Trebek. Like, a lot of people don't realize that the current version is a reboot. It's not the original version.
Right. Because I just assumed that it was because, like I said, I was 3 in 1984. So I mean, I just assumed that this is a new show, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I would like the music, the dun, 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 dun. I like the music. And I just always like to watch quiz shows because. You know, especially when you get an answer right, you're like, oh, wow, I know that. Hey, you know, you'd be happy when you know an answer, you know.
Of course, our favorite Jeopardy contestant of all time, Feast.
Our brother, yeah.
And we even attended a Jeopardy taping that was in Chicago. It was at the Rosemont Theater. So in Rosemont, yeah. Now, like I said, what's your annual salary is like a story behind that I would love to tell, but I don't want to put anybody out there right now.
I can't.
Classic.
But just seeing like Alex Trebek, because he always was just so like the best word I would use to describe Alex Trebek is he was a class act. Just all the way, just class act, just everything.
Yeah.
Just his mustache. I liked him when he had the mustache.
Back when he was young, he had the feathered hair and the stash.
The curly hair.
Young Alex from back in the 80s.
Not being funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but Alex was a fox back in the day. Like they showed when he was young. Alex was the fox. He was a nice looking man. So, you know, he had like the look and everything. He had like the calm, melodic voice and everything. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when he would come up there and he would just, you know, I'm Alex Trebek. And then he would like category, you know, and just say the categories. And I would like Celebrity Jeopardy because a lot of these people were really dumb, a lot of celebrities. So.
Yeah. Shout out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who like washed everybody on his episode. Yeah. Intelligent black man right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Kareem watched them other celebrities, and that's like he killed the stereotype of the dumb jock because he went on
the
there.
Dumb jock, yeah. Because there's some smart ones.
Like, look at Kareem, yeah.
Like I know he would have kicked ass too. He was on there. David Robinson would have kicked ass because he was a Rhodes Scholar. Okay. David Robinson would have kicked ass too because he was super smart. But I used to like watching the different Jeopardy tournaments, and then they just did the recent one, the Gold Jeopardy. Mm-hmm. The greatest of all time that aired earlier this year, also. So that was a nice airing. Seeing
he
that
also he had a classic. He had a classic Simpsons appearance.
You know, I know that. You were down $5,200, Marge.
Well, the rules, judges.
Judges. And then they say she's not getting the home version. The judges.
Because they do to give the losers the home version.
The home version.
If he get the home version, I don't know because he was on there. I'm gonna ask him like, "Where's your home version?" They gypped.
You get the home version. Let's play.
Get your home
Let's
version.
Play.
You need to go back. You need to go back and complain. They didn't give you your home version. I forgot to ask because if you don't win, they give you the home version. I forgot to ask him.
And then the other show I like that Alex Trebek was on. I like Classic Concentration.
Classic Concentration during the.
I really like that show. So basically, think about if you put together, if you like memes and stuff, you would like Classic Concentration because it was like puzzles. They would have like pictures, and you would have to put the pictures together like this plus this.
First, you had to flip the cards to like and then they show a little piece of the picture.
Right.
It's like the card game Concentration. If you ever played it, where like you gotta line it and flip them to like you gotta match them up. It's like that, but with a puzzle behind it. Instead of just like when you just play Concentration with a deck of cards, you just flip into like match them. Is like, but every time you flip it, it gives you a little bit of piece of the puzzle.
A little bit more of the puzzle, and then you could compete to win a card at the end, and you have to answer so many questions or whatever to get the card at the end. Or what? Oh, you have to like flip over so many, to match the cards, and then whichever one that you had, the last two numbers that you match at the end, that would be the card that you would get if you matched in the time frame.
I think Mark Gibson's daughter was the co-host of that, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was.
Probably.
I remember her being on that show, I want to say, yeah. I always have the hostess. I'm like Vanna White. I always had a hostess.
When new cars were $8,500.
Mm-hmm. Nissan Maxima. Oh, yeah.
A brand new Chevy, I don't know, I can't even think of a name.
Brand Chevy Cavalier, Nova. I don't know.
Brand new Nova, Chevy Nova.
I'm Cavalier, but yeah, you went old school with Nova. Axel Foley's car, you went with
Nova. It's like $8,500 for a brand new car. Mm-hmm. This was 1987, though. Keep that in mind.
Let's go through some more celebrities we lost. A tragic one right here. So young, Naya Rivera. That was sad.
That was sad.
She was 33 or something. Like she was so young. Yeah,
because what we remember her like.
I remember little Naya on the Royal Family. She was like Ariana's age back then. Like,
I like the meme where it says where it has her. It said you young people met her on Glee. This is where we met Naya, and then it shows her. Remember when she was on the episode of The Fresh Prince? She was like
Fresh Prince. She was
like Fanning Hillary. Yeah.
She also was on Family Matters. She played
She liked Richie. Yeah, on Family Matters. Yeah,
Royal Family was like her first gig. I want to say. And a lot of people don't remember that show. That's Lorenz Tate. That was his first regular. He did like some bit parts before.
Yeah, bit parts.
That was his first regular gig. We
starring
actually
role, like he was like starring. Yeah.
Lorenz Tate, Naya Rivera, fake Stacey Dash was the oldest daughter. I remember that. And then Red Fox, that was his last gig. Like he actually died on the set of that show. Yeah. Della Reese. The mother who played Duncan's mother from Class Act was their mother. I can't think of the actress's name, but she played Duncan. You know, like Duncan.
Yeah, I know she was Duncan's mom.
She was the mom, and Meshack Taylor was his father. He had Duncan's parents. She was Duncan's mom. What he said, she was like, John, and then they have sex. So it's Class Act. And he walks in on Kid like banging the titty.
The titty, yeah.
He gets fired up. And then his wife gets turned on the naked. They have sex.
John.
Yeah. It's hilarious. But that's who played the royal family was Red Fox and Della Reese. They were empty nesters, like enjoying their golden years. And then their daughter was either divorced or widowed. I'm not sure what happened.
I think she was divorced. I think she was a divorcee and she was starting over. I think that's what her story was. That she was a divorcee.
She has to move back in with her parents. She has 3 kids, like 2 teenagers and a little kid. Yeah,
and a little kid.
It's a lot, yeah.
So it basically turns their world upside down because now you got 2 teenagers a full house.
And a 5-year-old. Yeah. So, yeah. And y'all look like your
55.
retirement. Y'all like 70. So y'all are like, you in
70, right?
Years. Yeah. So, yeah.
And you got these teenagers, which are noisy, and then you got this little kid who breaks things. So they're cute, but it's like when you have like grandkids, it's like the great part about being a grandparent, if your grandkids don't live with you, is that they can come over, but they can even spend a weekend with you, but then they go home. You go home.
For a royal family, they didn't go home. They
didn't go home.
Grandkids moved in.
Because after a while, it gets to be wearing on a grandparent. Like, I love my grandbabies. They're so cute. But then after that 4th day, it's like, come get your kid.
What made the Naya Rivera death so tragic is she died saving her son's life, basically.
Yeah, her son.
They were on the boat, and then they were in the water. I forget how I think that somehow they got separated from the boat. They were out there and then docked, and I don't know if they didn't anchor right, but the boat was like drifting away. So maybe the currents were picking up. So she got him back on, and then the current pulled her down. And she didn't have her life jacket on.
She didn't have her life jacket on because
she didn't.
Because they said that she said that she was a good swimmer and that she didn't need her life jacket. But then
when they found the boat, they found the son, and they found her jacket.
And the person did put the life jacket in just in case you need, even though she said she didn't need it. But they was like, we're just going to put it in here just in case you change your mind. They did give her the extra life vest just in case. They did, but from what I hear, they said that lake that they were in, they said that lake isn't a safe lake. So like, I hope that they do put up some type of, like no swimming, no dive. I hope they do put something there where they.
When she got pulled under, they said so much trees and like shrub in there, that it caught her so that's why it took days to like find her body. Because it got caught up in the trees like down there. So like they couldn't even find her. Like had they found her sooner, she might have survived. Like she might have just been like in a coma or like that. But she was like, it was like 3 days later, like something like that. So you definitely you're underwater for 3 days, you're not gonna survive.
Right.
So that's what. So it was like several days before they even found her.
Yeah, but that was sad though, seeing her, like we said, like somebody so young and.
A lot of people know her too as Big Sean's ex. That's what a lot of people know her as too. The I don't fuck with you, like that one was like allegedly about her, but now Sean is saying it really wasn't. I think he just got on the internet, just went after him, but like all the internet is going internet. It's like it's like, the song is like old that song is. Come on,
the song was like from years ago, like
come on,
like 2015.
It's like
right. And then let's be real, people put a lot of stuff in songs, like whether it be happy emotions, sad emotions.
That's what musicians do.
You like put your life.
Like they tell their story through music.
Through music.
So, because like this way it happened is like they were engaged to be married, broke up, but then she still gets married on the same day that they were supposed to get married. She married another guy who was the father of her son. Yeah.
Yeah, her
so, of course, Sean would write that. So he wrote a song about it. It's like, it's like, so I'm just like, he's going to drop the next guy in. It's like, It's like, okay.
Yeah, and that's what the song was about. Like I said, hence Lemonade. You fuck with Becky with the good hair, you're gonna lose your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce put her stuff in her song.
Facts, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You express yourself through your music.
Jay-Z in Lost Ones, he wrote about Beyonce in that years ago.
I don't think it's meant to be.
Yeah, because there's something about that. She was more into her career than she was into him at the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something about that. He talked about the age differences. Like, yeah, she's still young, but yeah, she's still focused on the career instead of like being with me. Like, so definitely about Beyonce. Like, even though
obviously.
He said her name subtly, but not really.
Yeah, because the way he said, I don't think it's meant to be.
Being an echo, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Beyonce's nickname is B.
So B.
That's what he calls her. Yeah, B. That's obviously was her. I'm talking about some of the other names we lost this year, because a lot. Sean Connery.
I forgot about that.
Original Bond, 007.
Bond, James Bond. I forgot about him. Yeah, with that.
So there's so many, yeah. Eddie Van Halen, who a lot of us either know him from
Beat It.
Yeah, you know, from the guitar riff on Beat It, or you know from Back to the Future when McFly's brain melting with Marty. That's the tape that Marty played. Was Eddie?
And it just says Van Halen on the tape.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I'm a Back to the Future nerd, Eddie Van Halen said that they just told him like just make noise, and that's what it was. Like it wasn't like nothing written or anything. He was just making noise that would sound crazy. Like if you heard that in 1955. It would be like, what is this? If you heard that in 1955, you wouldn't know what that was.
Yeah, he was dressed like Darth Vader in his radiation suit from the planet Vulcan. And then he said, I'll make your brain melt if you don't ask Lorraine out to the dance. Yeah, I'm going to make your brain
Lorraine Baines to the dance.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. But in Van Halen, like it said Michael just asked him to like be on their record. Like he just like asked us, and like you're not gonna say no to Mike. He just say, "Hey, you wanna be on my record? My new album."
Who says no to Mike?
Got this awesome record I'm doing. You're not like
just beat it.
Mike had the song done, and he's like, it's still something missing. You know, musicians are especially.
Mm-hmm. Like, it needs something else. Like, we need to put some more stank on it.
Yeah, let's have a guitar solo in the middle of the record. Eddie, can you do the guitar solo? Like,
and he murdered that thing. He murdered it.
Yeah,
so we all love that. We all love the Van Halen. We all love that.
That's the famous part with the knife fight is the Eddie Van Halen solo. It's his riff you're hearing when that knife fight is going on. It's during that scene. That's the knife
choreographed knife fight.
Mm-hmm.
Janae Dubois, we lost.
Yep.
Walona, a.k.a.
Woods.
And you too, Walona.
Alderman Davis.
My favorite ghetto family. My favorite family from the ghetto.
She also played Keenan's mama and I'm Gonna Get You.
I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Ain't nobody whooping on my baby. Like
my baby.
Ma!
Accurate. Whoever wrote Keenan I know wrote that. Accurate. That's how black mamas be. Accurate as hell. Black mamas ain't nobody gonna touch my baby.
Picture this was like Keenan, like he's not a little big strapping dude. Like he was a war hero. He was in the army and everything. And his mama coming to like fight his battles.
Ain't nobody gonna touch my baby. Ma.
You got this big strapping like 6'2", like swole dude.
The swole guy in shape, looking like a black Rambo, looking like that, you know.
Who just came back from the army, but his mama is like.
But his mama is like, nope,
my baby.
Nope, mama ain't going for it. And she was the grandmother on the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, she played Sean and Marlon's girl. So she actually played Keenan's mother and Sean and Marlon's grandmother. She had a lot of history with the Wayans.
So pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. I liked I loved her as Walona. Walona was because she had the tea. Walona would dish it. She would give you the tea.
Speaking of it, was John Witherspoon this year? I'm trying to remember. I don't see him in my notes. Or was that last year? I don't know.
I'm not sure because I'm
Let's
not
find
sure
out.
It was the end of last year.
We're gonna find out real quick.
Or early this year.
I don't see him on my list here, but I can pull it up real quick.
Right, because I want to say that could have been this year.
We lost Pops and We lost Willona. It could have been both. Yeah. Let's see. Now it was October of 2019, so it wasn't quite this year.
Okay, so it was just at the end. That's why I was like, was it at the end of last year or was
Since
it this year?
Since we're talking about Friday, though, yeah, we didn't lose Pops this year, but we did lose Debo this year.
Debo,
Tiny Lister, yeah, we lost him. That was a COVID-related death right there. Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks. So we and they were supposed to start production on the new Friday.
I think that should be dead in the water. And I don't think you should do Friday without Pops or Debo. Like, I think they should, like, if I was Cube, I think they should pull a plug on it.
And then, like I said, a lot of the other supporting people are gone too. Like Bernie Mac is gone. Ronaldo Ray is gone. Yeah. Like the supporting people, like Ronaldo Ray. You want some of this, old man?
Yeah, no. You lost some of your supporting. You lost two of your main. You lost Pops, and you lost your main villain, Debo. So yeah, like that's you can't do it. It's like without the two of them. They were like two of the most memorable characters in the movie. Like,
and you remember Debo as you remember him as
in the WWE back in the 80s. Yeah.
And you actually have
Hulk Hogan.
Actually have the pleasure that you actually got to see him wrestle live. You saw him wrestle.
Because he didn't wrestle that long. He had you probably can count his matches on one hand. He probably had less than 5 matches his whole career. And then I was at one of them, so I got to see him live. Yeah.
So that's pretty boss that you got to do that. That is. That's
he did a show in Chicago at the Rosemont, now the Allstate Arena Survivor Series. And that was the first wrestling show I ever went to. I was like, oh, they in our town, I'm going. I just went and bought a ticket.
Yeah, I know that.
Saved my money and bought a ticket. Yeah, I was a kid then, but I saved my money and bought my own ticket. So mom and dad couldn't say no. I was like, oh, he bought the ticket.
I already bought my ticket, so.
So dad drove Feast and I out there.
They had to drive you out there because the Rosemont was a long way from our house.
Like our parents, hashtag cheap parents, they don't waste no money. So if I spent money on it, then y'all are going to that show.
Y'all going to that show.
Because they probably would have said no to us so far, and they weren't going to let us go by ourselves.
Yeah, the Rosemont's by O'Hare, so it's very far out. It's very far.
We already got the ticket, so yeah. And we didn't ask you, so we already paid for it. Yeah, we saved our money and bought our own ticket. So
but that's awesome that you guys got to go to see that, to experience that, to have that moment.
Yeah. That's probably the moment that's why I still watch wrestling to this day, because I went to that show. I was into that.
I know you're the wrestling guy. Another big one, Regis Philbin.
We talked about game shows with Alex Trebek. We lost Regis Philbin this year. I was just about to say that. Final answer. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He also did Regis and Kathy Lee live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Later live with Regis and Kelly, yeah.
Which is now live with Kelly and Ryan.
Ryan,
the show it is now. But that's the show that Regis originally started. Regis and Kathy Lee was original.
And once again, he was on The Simpsons too. Mm-hmm. See, The Simpsons has great people on it. Like they were on the Halloween episode when he was like, "I tell you, this is the lateral, give it a zing," and then Itchy and Scratchy jump in the soup. He's like, "Oh, my beautiful eyes, my beautiful eyes." He's like that.
Okay, and we could run through a couple of other of these who are known, but those are the ones we named earlier were some of the bigger ones we lost. We lost Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
RBG, John Lewis.
Rap John Lewis. I was just about to say Congressman John Lewis. Yeah.
Elijah Cummings too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like some big political. We lost like some big people on the political side. We did.
Another legend in the acting game. We lost Carl Reiner.
Oh, I know.
He played Saul, aka Lyman.
Zerga.
My name is Lyman.
Saul Bloom. Is that you? I'm Bucky Buchanan
from Saratoga. Remember me? He almost blew his cover. Yeah.
I watched too much Ocean's 11. There goes that. I watched too much Ocean's 11.
Hey, is that Saul?
Saul Bloom. Yeah, that hurt when I saw that. I was like, "Oh, Carl Reiner."
A couple of other legends we lost this year. OGs, Fred Willard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I liked him on Roseanne. I loved him on Roseanne.
Jerry Stiller.
You know, I was about to say him.
Seinfeld is what I liked, Jerry.
I just love Jerry Stiller.
Frank Costanza, I liked him. He'll always be Frank Costanza.
I liked him as Frank Costanza, and I liked him as just everything that Ben Stiller ever did, he always had his father in the movie, like playing his father. Like, how awesome is that? Like, I mean, who else would play your father? Like Ben Stiller, you have to have your real father play your father.
Especially your father is such a character.
He's just awesome. Like, he was just an awesome guy. So you have to have him.
Rock and roll pioneer. We lost Little Richard.
Yeah.
Man.
William Pentis, right? Not Pentis. William Penniman.
Penniman, yeah, William
Penniman. That's his name.
That's the attorney.
William Pennis is a lawyer that you know. Sorry, William Pennis. William Penniman, that's his name.
Richard Penniman, yeah.
Richard Penniman, excuse me, Richard Penniman. A rock bamboo to the fruity. Oh, Rudy.
Rock and roll pioneer right there.
Oh, Rudy. I liked him on Martin when he was the exterminator on Martin. Remember when he was trying to catch the mouse?
Richard, he had a whole like resurgence like in the 90s, like where like mostly people our age know him from like his resurgence.
Yeah.
He was like popular, back in the 50s and 60s, and then he kind of went away. And then, like once the 80s came along, nostalgia comes along. So like people in the 80s started rediscovering his music.
Right.
And then when he started like making appearances, you saw that he was such a character. So that's like in the 90s, he had like a bit of a resurgence when he was on like Martin and like he did Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Like he was like making appearances. Yeah.
I like Why Do Fools
had a whole like another like he got a whole revival because like our generation pretty much revived him. We discovered his music, and
once again, I know I keep on going back. Once again, he was on The Simpsons.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, he was on The Simpsons.
Another Simpsons.
When he told Homer to shut up because Homer asked him to play Purple Rain, he said, "Purple Rain."
He said, "Shut up." He said, "Yeah."
Michael Jackson told me to shut up. So Homer had no idea who he was.
He mixed up Prince, Michael Jackson, and
Little Richard.
Only one they missed out on would have been James Brown that would have been part of that. I would have completed that circle right there. There'd been a James Brown reference and they would have completed the circle there.
Right, the trifecta.
John Callahan with as an actor from All My Children. So Edmund Gray.
Married
to Eva LaRue on the show and in real life.
Because when we saw that, all of us AMC fans, we was like, not Edmund Gray. All of us said the exact same, not Edmund Gray. Because I used to watch AMC with Mom back in the day. I used to watch it with her. I'm not sure I should have been watching soap operas at a young age. But
Mom wasn't going to miss her stories. So if you were in the room, you were definitely going to watch them.
Yeah, I was like 4 watching it.
I ain't missing my stories. Another country legend we lost, Kenny Rogers. We also lost Charlie Pride. So 2 legends.
Yeah, that recently. Yeah, we recently lost him.
Couple of legends in the country music game. As an actor, a lot of people might recognize this name, James Lipton. If you know, inside the actor's studio, like he was the whole.
I was like, I know that name. I just couldn't picture it.
Which some pretty famous episodes. My favorite one, which I saw somebody put a compilation together of Louis C.K. making fun of the show. It's like, I wish someone would just be honest with these kids and tell them, like, you're never going to make it. What are you going to do? Like, ask Sean Penn like a question? And they could do a cut to Bradley Cooper in the audience asking Sean
Penn, young Bradley Cooper, who's a student, asking.
Student at the actor's studio. And he's like, yeah, Sean, I have a question, Sean Penn.
Asking Sean Penn.
And like the coup de grace to put the ball on top of it, they cut to when American Hustle, seeing that Bradley Cooper and Louis C.K. were in the scene together. And he was basically like laughing at him.
and you know when I'm going to go inside the actor studio? When the cast of The Simpsons was on there.
Favorite episode. We all tied it in again to The Simpsons. I'm not sure. He probably appeared on The Simpsons too, I'm sure, at some point. Like, I'm sure that they probably did some kind of
They did. They had him on there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, was it McBain? It was I think it may have been McBain was on it, because he's an actor on The Simpsons. Yeah. So I want to say it was the episode where they had McBain inside the actor studio.
They had all of the primary 6 on there. They had Dan Castellaneta, Julie Kavner, Nancy Cartwright, Yearly Smith, Hank Azaria, and Harry Shearer. That's the big 6 they had on there. And like, the first half of the interview was them just like doing the regular interview. What everybody's waiting for is like, we want to hear these guys do their character.
We came here to see
Only one that wouldn't do it was Julie. She's the only one that did it.
I want to hear Hank.
Went into it.
I want to hear Hank Azaria do Mo Sislak. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that live. Hank Azaria do Mo, Chief Wiggum, Apu. Well, I said, well, you can't do Apu no more now.
And then when Dan would do Homer, everybody, of course, Nancy was like, ho, it's Bart. Like,
when she has a master's class, I'm thinking about I'm going to sign up for the master's class now because Nancy Cartwright is teaching voiceover on master's class.
Yeah.
So I think that would be pretty
Let me know. I'll sign up with you.
That'd be pretty boss to learn.
Let me know. I'll sign up with you.
Whoa.
And then a legend we just lost in the hip hop game. We lost Ecstasy from Houdini.
Yeah. Oh.
Freaks come out at night. One love. Y'all know Houdini.
One love. You're lucky just to have just one love.
That's my era. I grew up on that era.
One love. I remember
one of those slept on hip hop groups, like, because they were like, it was so many groups that they got lost in the shuffle, so to speak. Like, people don't look at them the same way. You look like Run DMC or like Eric B. and Rakim or like all the other groups from that era. Like, they were just as popular as them. It's just like you forget though about Houdini was like huge, like in that late 80s era. They had a nice run. NWA, Public Enemy. People think about all of the other groups, right? But Houdini somehow gets lost in the shuffle. Like, so they I think they did an unsung on them because of that. Yeah.
Isn't Houdini's friends?
How many of us have
them? How many of us have them? Friends. See, I remember.
Three major hits we just named right there. All of them were like top hits.
Friends. Cause I was like, isn't that Houdini?
Yeah.
Because I'm like trying to remember like all the people who made what song, you know.
Yeah. And
then didn't he have the Zorro hat?
Yeah, that was Ecstasy, the one who
wore the hat. Because when I saw the picture, I said, "Oh, I remember him." I remember seeing his picture.
They were the two mains, and then they had the DJ too. But
the hat.
Ecstasy. Yeah. I watched them. They had an unsung. So when they talked about that, how it was just so many groups that people when people talk about rap groups from the 80s, it's like they always forget Houdini. They mentioned, of course, Run is like always at the top of the list. Everybody knows Run DMC. Like I said, Beastie Boys get mentioned. We said Public Enemy.
I kind of say if you look at the hip hop from the 80s, and I could be wrong, I would say the alpha would be you start with Run DMC, you end with NWA.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would say they're the alpha and the omega.
Got me into hip hop. That's why I became a hip hop.
They'll be the alpha and the omegas to me. That's what they would be. You start with Run DMC, you end with NWA.
Mm-hmm. Right in the middle of all of that, you had Houdini. It was like right in the middle of all of that.
Yeah,
people like a lot of people. They went kind of under the radar compared to some of those other groups, but they were right there. Like I said, they had massive hits. The ones we just named. Some massive hits.
Now I gotta put some Houdini on my Spotify, on my playlist. I gotta put some Houdini.
I think that's most of the main deaths. It might be more that I'm forgetting. Let's before we put a bow on this thing, let's
yeah, just really sad, just
because we still got a lot to talk about. We just getting started on 2020.
All the people that we've lost this year.
Pop Smoke, I'm just thinking, we lost.
Yeah.
You want to fuck with the woo? Yeah, he had some hits this year. Pop Smoke. Who else did we lose? Yeah, Pop Smoke was tragic because he was another one so young.
Yeah, he was on the rise and everything, and he was,
He still got hits on the air now that we playing. Like bangers we playing from this dude.
Right. Whenever I'm in the car and I see on the radio and I see it says Pop Smoke across the screen, and I'm like, because I had to ask, I said, isn't he the, Mark is like, yeah, he's the, I'm like, yeah, I was like, I thought that was him. Because I don't be knowing like the new people's names.
20 years old.
Yeah, I don't be knowing like the new people's names. So I was like, Marcus, is that who I think it is? He's like, yeah. Yeah, just sad. Like a young man who had like his whole life, ahead of him. Just sad.
Since we're talking hip hop and everything, let's shift gears now and talk about the first one who really took the pandemic serious, Cardi B. She had her Instagram video with coronavirus. This was like in February when she was talking about that. She knew then. It's like,
it's getting serious. It's getting real. It's getting real. Play on the roof. Coronavirus.
That's obviously the big story of the big story of 2020.
It's coronavirus. Yeah. Like you said, we were walking around with bras on our faces as I said with bras.
pull my brow out right now.
Put your brow out. Put your brow out.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I keep on saying is it's cold in Chicago now, so your mask is helping you out. It's cold as fuck in Chicago.
Yeah, right
so
now it's not too bad, like, but them June, July, August, yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah,
summertime shy is like we get real summers in Chicago. We don't have the mild summers and shit.
Marcus and I made the decision to take the kids to the zoo just so we could get out the house. Big mistake, because the day we went to the zoo, it was the highest day of the year at that point. And then we were outside. We walked around for 10 minutes. Marcus was like, I can't take this. He was like, I'm sweating. It's hot. He's like, I can't take this shit. You know, we had a mask on. We're like trying to walk through the zoo with like these masks on. We're like sweating, and it was just
COVID really became a thing. It started on why they call it COVID-19. It started at the end of 2019, actually.
Right. Not because it was 18 COVIDs before this one.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not Jordan's. Kellyanne, it's not Jordan's.
But, yeah, because I would say Kellyanne actually said it. This is COVID-19. It's not COVID-18 or 17. I just did like that. I was like, I hope that
started at the end of 2019. It's and it was in Asia mostly, because like I said, they've been walking around with bras over in like last fall. Yeah. They've been doing it. And over here, like we kind of laughed till we were doing this shit like a couple months later.
Look at you guys.
Like, look at these motherfuckers like walking around with masks.
The best one.
Who gonna walk around with a mask? Now, like, fast forward 2 months later.
The best meme that I saw was when they said we used to make fun of Michael Jackson wearing
Jackson wore his mask and his gloves.
Now look at you. Now you looking at the man in the mirror. One of you starting something.
Only thing you missing is a fedora. We all Michael Jackson. All we need is a fedora
and the glove, the shiny glove.
But shit, it's coronavirus. To say when it got real to me was March 11th when the NBA was canceled.
The NBA shut down.
That's when I said, okay, now was Cardi B. I was like, okay, this shit is real. Now,
and like literally a week before that, we had just taken our mom out to dinner for her birthday.
Yeah, she had a big birthday. We she had all of her kids there with her. Was Kareem there? I don't remember.
No, he was working. He was at work.
I don't remember. Yeah,
he was at work.
All of us, but we called him. That's what it was. I know
we called him. Yeah, he was at work. But we did. We got to take her to a nice steakhouse downtown because she loves her steak. So we took her to a nice steakhouse on the river. And it was really nice. Mm-hmm. She got to enjoy herself. She got to have a nice dinner. And
it's about a week and a half before everything shut down, because now ain't no.
And literally everything shut down.
Ain't no indoor dining. Yeah.
Like I remember I picked up Ariana. Like we picked her up that Friday. Well, you actually picked her up because like when Marcus and I was both working. Yeah, you picked her up that Friday, and then they said that
by the 16th on that Monday is when like everything was shut down.
They said that school was going to close on the 17th for 2 weeks because they were going to deep clean the school, and then school just never reopened. It closed on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and
I remember that Monday is when everything was when like made Lori Lightfoot and like that's when all of the lawmakers started getting in on like shutting shit down. Mm-hmm. Say okay, like we shutting down restaurants, bars, the lakefront. Mm-hmm. She shut the whole lakefront down.
The lakefront, and then it was like the meme of her. It was like a cutout of her looking like this, like being like, "Don't you bring your ass over here to this lake?" And I live by the lake, so like when I'm driving Lakeshore Drive, I'm just looking at the lake, and it's just bare as hell in the summer. I'm like, man, like it just like nothing over there. Like, it's just bare, and I'm like, man, this.
And then they had these stay-at-home orders, which is when we shifted our focus. Okay, like how do we do the podcast? We started doing it like this. Yeah.
Yeah, we was like,
well, we were in the same room. Yes, we said let's just do it like this now.
Let's just do it like this remotely, and
which my thought was going to be a temporary thing. We still doing it like this almost
9 months later. It's working though. It is working. It is.
And we got video now. So like before, we had always been. We joked about video coming soon. We were doing that, but that's one positive. Like because when we do it via Zoom and all that, you automatically get video.
You automatically get.
Or we'd have to set up cameras and like do it. Shoot an actual video, but like. Yeah. The video records already in the software, so it's like, let's just start uploading the video to it too. Mm-hmm. So it so that's one positive for us that we're not lying anymore about videos. We can lie every episode. Yeah, audio, video coming soon. Like we were saying.
You said Zoom / Google Classroom, whatever.
Speaking of Zoom, like what's another one of my big misses? Imagine all the people that bought Zoom stock like last year at this time.
I know. I was like,
bought Zoom stock a year ago. You are winning. When that stock was like 13.
Right now. I'll let you know what Zoom is right now.
And I'm gonna tell you what it was a year ago. I'm gonna go the historic route. You go the current route.
Let me see how much Zoom is, because that's a stock that I'm watching. I can't afford it right now, but I'm gonna have to buy like a portion of it. Zoom is now. Let me see, because I was watching that stock. Let me see. Zoom is $376.15 a share as of right now.
And I'm gonna tell you,
it's over. It's almost $400 a share, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy. If you bought Zoom last year.
Okay, I'm trying to pull the numbers up from last year.
I see a 52-week low that they have for Zoom, and a 52.
Okay, let's look at that then. Yeah.
Yeah, the 52-week low.
$65 if we going by that.
$65. So if you buy it for $65,
$65,
and now it's $376.
You won. Yeah.
You made over $300.
But I said a year ago at this time, who knew? Yeah, exactly. Who knew that Zoom was going to be like what it was? Like,
and the highest that it reached was almost $600 a share. It reached $588.84 at one point, the 52-week high. So if you would have bought it when it was dirt cheap and then sold it
a year ago at this time, and then you'd have made some nice money, some nice dinero.
So that's why I say my advice I'm giving to you going to 2021. Get you a stock portfolio and start looking at some of these stocks. Start buying some of these stocks up.
Mm-hmm.
Buy some vaccine stocks. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to mention Pfizer. Yeah, the vaccine, which is a thing now.
I bought some.
They're starting to roll it out now. Like I said, medical workers have taken it. A lot of our politicians have taken it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thing. I haven't seen I ain't seen Auntie Lori take it yet. But she said she would. Like, so I'm just trying to think like what.
I bought some stock. That's what I'll say.
I got some Pfizer. I bought some Pfizer. I bought some Pfizer. A little bit. Yeah, bought a little bit.
Oh, and marijuana stocks. Marijuana stocks are down now, so they're pretty cheap. So you can buy some marijuana.
That also happened. That also happened in 2020. Marijuana became legal in Illinois. Illinois became a weed state. Like recreational. It was already medical marijuana, but now it's recreational. Now you just smoke for fun. You don't have to have you don't have to get a fake prescription. Before, yeah. You had to get a fake doctor's have a fake prescription. You get pulled over. It's like, oh, this is my medical weed. Here's my medical card. Here's my weed card right here. You had to have that. Now you don't need a weed card. You needed a weed card last year at this time. Now you don't. It's like, here's my medical card. Now you just like, hey, I bought it at that dispensary right there.
Yeah, dispensaries were big. Like I said, so like I was like, let me invest in some of this weed game and see, let me invest
some other
in
stock I got real cheap which bottomed out earlier in the year, especially I got some oil stock.
Yeah, I bought oil. I bought some oil.
When gas was plummeting. Remember that?
Yeah, I bought oil when it went way down. I bought oil for cheap. I bought it when it went way down.
Spring, yeah.
Because I was like, I said, let me see the 52-week high. I said, 52-week high is here? Okay. So let me buy some of this oil right fast because it's low. Let me buy some of this. So that's the advice I would say. Get you some stock.
I bought near the bottom is where I bought it.
Yeah, get you some stock. Start diversifying your portfolio. Start doing that for real.
And it doesn't take a lot. I said $5 a day. Like you put $25 a week, it's $100 a month. $1,200 a year. Like, it doesn't take a lot of money to like start getting the ball rolling on this stock thing. That's just the start. It's like if you have more, you can do more, but we just talking about to get the ball rolling. Like you don't need an earth-shattering amount of money.
And only invest what you can afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Do not invest your life savings. Don't go and pull out your whole life savings and be like, yeah, I'm going to invest this. No.
And do it, especially in something shaky. Like I'm going to invest my life savings in this Pfizer stock. And what if this vaccine is a flop and shit? Like you don't just say, don't do that. Don't say we told you to do that.
And don't say we told you.
We bought Pfizer stock, though. We didn't tell you to do that shit.
Right.
Like,
I said I bought. I didn't tell you how much I bought. I didn't tell you how much.
And I clearly said a little bit.
I bought some. I bought a couple shares.
I clearly said a little bit.
You can buy a couple shares. You can buy just one share of something if you want to. Honestly, if you want to. Yep. You can buy any number of shares that you want, and you can even buy partial shares.
There's some if you just want to get in the game and do fractional.
Yeah, like Bitcoin is exploding.
Bitcoin is
Bitcoin is exploding now. It is. So if you
to really get in on that is you kind of behind the 8 ball. You can get his fractional unless you got.
Yeah, you can get a little bit though. You can make a quick couple hundred here and there. Like if you just get in and get out, you can do that. Make a quick couple
Bitcoin.
hundred.
If you're trying to make a score there, you're kind of late to the dance.
Yeah, but you can make a quick little, quick little bucks here.
I'm trying to make that Zoom money. That's what I'm trying to make right now.
Yeah, I feel you. Zoom though, man.
What was I building up to? Because I was going with COVID hit big.
And then once COVID hit, it's like we were all, once the stay-at-home orders started, putting people locked basically away. And then when people get out, what do you think happens? If you keep someone trapped in cage, you keep an animal caged and finally let an animal out finally, what's going to happen? Things seem to happen. So when George Floyd happened this year.
I was about to say, George Floyd happened, that was on Memorial Day. When that actually happened, on Memorial Day, the 25th of May, I want to say is when it happened. Video probably got leaked the next day is when it went viral. I think the actual incident happened on Memorial Day. And by that Friday, it was like civil unrest. Civil unrest by that Friday.
Chaos. And then leading up to that, we had a couple of other incidents happen leading up to that, but that was just honestly the strongest.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the one we'll focus on now.
We had Ahmaud Arbery and we had Breonna Taylor. I said those two. I said,
I'm going down that rabbit hole right now.
No, but I'm just saying that those two happened. We were already upset. The point I'm saying is like we were already upset, but then when George Floyd happened, circle
back to those two. Now, Ahmaud Arbery did separate because that was just assholes. That wasn't police.
Right, it was assholes, vigilantes.
Taylor and George Floyd was police. That was police like overstepping their bounds.
But the fact that we had on video, it's like you can't deny this no more. That's why George Floyd just hit so different, because it's like we had a whole video of this police officer kneeling on this man's neck for almost 9 minutes. And
after he became unresponsive, it's like he stopped moving. You kept your neck at least like another 2 or 3 minutes after he stopped.
You could hear him saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He said it like 15 times. And he was just so scared. He said, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. He's saying the man's begging for his life, saying he don't want to die. And then he starts calling out for his mother. And then it was chilling that his mother already had died. So us, like, as Black, I said, we take spirits seriously. So we're wondering, did he actually start seeing his mother? Was he transitioning then at that point? Did he see his mother? Because he was calling out for his mom, and his mom had already died. So it's like that happened, and then and then the way he sounded his neck,
and the other 3 assholes,
and the way that he was like, because like the way he was like posed up looking, like he just looked real smug and just real. Like he just had no regard for human life. That's what he looked like, the cop, Derek Chauvin. He looked like that. And like our mom, I remember mom, when I talked to her, mom was like crying on the phone when I talked to her about it. And she was like, this is still happening. She was like, we're still being killed and we're still being, the way that he had his knee on his neck. And she was like, he just had no regard for that man's life. And mom was just really hurt by that, seeing that, because she saw civil rights. Mom grew up in the civil rights era. So
mom was at Emmett Till's funeral.
Right, exactly.
She remembers Emmett Till. It wasn't no history lesson to her. She remembers this shit happening. She was a little girl, but she remembers it
firsthand. Yeah. So her seeing that then and then seeing it now as a elderly woman, it's like, when does this stop? So then the unrest stopped. The unrest started, and you actually were outside for some of that.
Yeah, it really. Let's do the timeline. George Floyd, that Memorial Day on Monday is when he was killed, and then Tuesday is like when most of us probably saw the video, because
and still shots,
like all of it got picked up by then. By that Thursday and shit, fucking Minneapolis was burning down. It's like, because that's where it all happened. So like, it was real unrest there like they burned the police station, like bombed City Hall, like that kind of shit was going on there. It's like, and then by that Friday and Saturday, you started seeing then that's when I say the looters like came out then, and that's I call them the opportunists. They weren't real like protesters, like the Minneapolis protest. Those hit differently than like some.
They were no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna get a piece of these items. I'm gonna get this big screen TV.
Yeah. And in Chicago, it started like that too, because I saw Xavier was out, Kendra G was. I saw them posting their.
That's on the march and because they let the
down by front of, and they were down by they let the bridges up that Saturday, and then
the Mad Mile,
these cars were being burned, like that kind of stuff was being going on that Saturday.
I saw videos of that because Xavier, like I said, shout out to Xavier, and then happy belated birthday. We wish him happy birthday on his birthday.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, on the 26th. Yeah, he actually had the video. So like we actually felt we had like a front seat of him.
He went live out there, and Kendra went live. So I saw two people going live. Xavier and Kendra G both went live. And they were both in that same area because I want to say Kendra like lives down there on the river north there. So she was out there too, like and they might have even might have crossed paths. They were in the same vicinity. I saw both of their videos. And then Sunday is like when that's when it moved from downtown out to the neighborhoods. And that's when I was caught in the middle of that. And what made me go out there is because I started going in my timeline and seeing like, oh, like now they tearing up such and such, like different areas started getting hit. So I said, I want to check out South Chicago, like
South Chicago,
because we grew up Calumet Heights, which is like less than 5 minutes from Chicago is where we grew up. Walking distance, we used to walk over to Commercial Avenue all the time.
Because the same zip code. It's like if you're on one side of the zip code, you're in South Chicago. If you're on the other side of the zip code, you're in Calumet.
South Chicago Avenue was the cutoff on one side of Calumet Heights, the other side.
On what side that you're on for the zip code.
Yeah. And so I went out there. As soon as I went out there, it's like, madness. So I said, I'm going live.
Right.
I was just going to I was curious. I had no intention of going live. Once I got out there and saw what was going on, as Hercules just decided he wanted to photo.
He wanted to be part of the podcast. That was my cat, my huge Garfield-looking cat.
Yeah, so I said unrest. Hercules even wanted to get in on it. Yeah, so then when I was out there, and I had no intentions of going live. And then when I saw what was going on, I said, I got to capture this. And at first, I was just going to record, just to have footage. I said, you know what? I'm going live. And I think my very first person to go on was Marcus, and then he told you, and I saw you come right after him. And eventually,
Marcus was like, your brother out there on commercial. He said, that commercial? Your brother out there on commercial.
And then when you saw the video, you knew exactly what it was because you grew up there. So
yeah, I was like, I know exactly. I said, that's on 91st. I said, it's right by Commercial Plaza. The Walgreens is right there. The bank is across the street. I started, David. I was like, I know this area.
Like you worked over there temporarily. I
used to work over there.
Yeah.
Exchange,
yeah. So a block from there, you worked
So I was like, and then when I just saw the looting, and then I was like, when the police came, my heart was like, it was beating so fast because I was so
bullets were flying, which I heard people out there saying it was rubber bullets. Like I didn't investigate that. The shots I heard were like maybe a half block away, something like that. But I heard them clearly. Though I was like, okay,
yeah, because I could hear shots on it, and then I was like, and then I just started coming. I was like, Oz, get out of there! Like, go! I was like, get out!
Because this thing got up to like 50,000 people on this, so like this was I was in my viral moment, so to speak, during that time.
Right. But I just started getting scared.
The height of that live stream was like 50,000.
It was like 52,000 people was watching.
Yeah. Because like if people say with Facebook, so how do you get? Because it's 5,000. Because if I have 5,000, it's like a pyramid. If you have 5,000, they share with their 5,000. They share with their 5,000. That's how it happens. So like it was like 50,000 at one point. So that's when and it is like I feel like a wartime reporter. Like reporters that be out in the war zone, you like watch the so like in Iraq or like in like the war zones, you see the reporter out there on the battlefield. And that's what I felt like. So I felt like a reporter out there. And said I gotta capture this, like, cause I wanted to leave, but then you keep seeing the numbers keep going up. like 30,000, 40,000. Like, I can't leave. It's 50,000 people watching this. Like, I cannot. And most of y'all kept telling me to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because I started getting scared. Because I was like,
Kareem, all my siblings was on there. Marcus was on there. My students from the media school. My co-workers from this radio. It was just a lot. Just people we grew up with in the neighborhood were on there. As they were get out of there. Yeah. People former co-workers, is like everybody was just like legit worried about.
And the guy had a samurai sword we saw.
They were out there, because I saw one dude had a samurai sword. It was a dude out there in a pawn shop. He was like trying to protect his business. It was
because he has gates down. He pulled his gates down,
But they hit all of those, and that was that was legit.
It's just sad just seeing that. And then for months these businesses were closed, and then some businesses never reopened, like Kenwood Liquor never reopened.
That villa over there never opened on commercial.
On commercial, villa never opened back up. I was
out there when they looted that villa. Yes, I got some footage of that. You look in my timeline, you'll find the footage of that.
City Sports never opened.
Sports right across the street from the villa, they never opened.
And then where I'm at, City Sports by me, they haven't opened back up. Because they started looting where I was, like near my area.
Sports and Commercial Plaza just reopened back up. They were closed forever. They just opened back up. But that was
Nike Town on 85th and Cottage Grove was closed for a minute.
They just opened back. They said we getting this
Black Friday
money.
They said we getting this Black Friday money.
They opened back up. It's like sometime early November. I want to say is when they opened. It's like
like right before Black Friday they opened up. But it was just sad just seeing like neighborhoods. Like I was like, when King, like obviously we weren't alive when King was assassinated, but from what Mom tells us,
said that's how it was when
that's
King
how it was, like the riots for the King assassination. That's what happened. Like they rioted. It's parts of the area in Chicago. Like when you drive across 63rd Street,
there's nothing there.
Like when you drive 63rd, just drive 63rd, just west. Just drive it west.
Or if you're from my Indiana folks, go to Gary. Like a lot of why Gary why the way it looks the way it does is because of the King riots. Like
go down Broadway.
It got looted, and like why Gary that's why they downtown looks, because Gary was once thriving, and then like the riots happened, and like Gary just never rebuilt.
They never rebuilt. And it's just sad when you see that, when you see these businesses. And a lot of these businesses that, like, you're harming is like small businesses. So,
like when I saw like George, George Daniels, like
on George's Depot,
on
Depot, Dan Ryan.
He was like, oh man, they destroying my business. My girl Chella H, like she had a business on 47th. It got burned. Like her business got shut down.
I know someone who had a boutique in Beverly, and I'm like, how the fuck did you guys make it out to Beverly on 95th?
Whole city got hit. Whole city.
How did you make it in Beverly? But it's like her, because she had a boutique, and then they you could see them like on her camera when they broke into her boutique, and like the mannequin got knocked down, and you could see them like go in, and I think they stole like the electronic stuff, like the computers and stuff like that. They stole like that type of stuff. Yeah, but
somebody coming out of the Walgreens on commercial. I obviously had a security monitor because they don't sell TVs there. And somebody had a TV. I was like, that's the security monitor. They snatched that off the wall. So obviously that's what that was. It was just.
Yeah, personally, like they looted the Jewel that I used to work at on 75th. They looted that. And it was just sad just seeing that, like when I saw the video of what happened. And like I said, I still had people who worked there, and then like they send me pictures of like the inside, like how the damage and like I was just like, I just couldn't believe that they did that,
They burned our mom's neighborhood Dollar Tree got burned.
Yeah, on 95th, yeah.
That was her favorite.
And it's still burnt.
Yeah, they ain't building that one back up. But yeah, that was like, that happened this year. And then that's what the BLL movement really gained momentum after that. So when the NBA did return, which was inside of a bubble, like they did come back during the summertime, and then it was all like BLM was on the court, and like they had like the different sayings on the jersey.
Say her name, hashtag say her name.
Everybody started kneeling before the national anthem inside the bubble in Orlando. So
like a movement started. a movement started. For Wimbledon, Naomi Osaka, she had on a different mask every day.
Mm-hmm.
She had a different mask on every day. So, I mean, it started a movement.
And then, like, if George Floyd, if that kicked off the summer, like Memorial Day, like right before Labor Day to end the summer, you had the Jacob Blake situation in Kenosha, which just when the George Floyd stuff was calming down, now the Jacob Blake happened, which that's still ongoing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't think anything ever happened to the police. I don't remember.
I don't know. They may still be putting together.
I don't remember. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Because it's a lot going on with that story.
It's a lot, yeah.
Like that one I followed closely, because it's a fascinating story. I followed that is like how it started, why the police were called to begin with. Is it's a lot of mess that went on with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because allegedly he had assaulted the girl, and that's why the cops were there. And he was they said he was going for a weapon in the car is why he got shot. It was a mess.
It's just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I just keep on saying with police, if you do have the means as a police, I know all police departments aren't created equal. Like we live in Chicago, so we live in a big city. But if you are where you have the resources, keep that body cam on.
Yeah, I'm not
keep
sure
it on.
Most even had body cams at that time. They probably got them now. Because
but if you have the means for that, because as an officer, you're protecting yourself now. So if something does go down, you have no, that's not what happened. I have my body cam on. That's not what happened. This is what you can see what happened. That is not what happened.
And if you just want to throw more gasoline on that Jacob Blake fire, then now a couple of days later, the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff happened, like right after that in Kenosha, which another messy ass situation. It's like with two sides to that story too. It was just
I didn't watch it, but from the way you described it, it sounded like
I watched a lot of Kyle.
It sounded like a horror movie. The way you decided, because you said he was running and he fell and.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that footage. Yeah, because he shot 3 people. He's still in jail. He's out on bail right now.
Yeah, he's on bail.
He sat in jail for months. He just got Rick Schroeder and My Pillow.
My Pillow guy, the My Pillow asshole, bailing him out.
And then Schroeder got a whole another good. He's not acting anymore because his career probably be over after that shit. Because he got buried a lot after that shit. I don't know if you follow his timeline, but yeah. It's like, it's not funny, but it's funny. I'm going to say it like one of the funniest tweets I saw. You guys like, well, take this silver spoon and shove it up your ass. It's like, I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's kind of funny, though. I shouldn't laugh, but that's pretty good, though. Like,
that's funny.
That's pretty good.
That's funny. Now that's funny. It is.
Not bad. No, it's a serious situation, but that's kind of funny right there. Oh, yeah. That made me laugh. That tweet actually made me laugh. Because he got a lot of hate tweets after he posted part of the bail for Rittenhouse, and that's one of the ones that he got.
Yeah, that was a hot mess, that whole thing, and then the whole stimulus stuff. Like we got one $1,200 check early this year, and like this is still in limbo. The stimulus stuff.
They still negotiating.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, people's unemployment benefits are about to run out right now. So yeah,
it's all built up to the main event.
Oh, God.
Fucking 2020 election.
Will you just shut up, man? That's the best part. Oh, the best quotes. Will you shut up, man? And I'm speaking. Those are the 2 best quotes of the whole 2020 presidential election. Those 2 quotes. Oh, and I'm the least racist person in the room. Those 3 did it for me. It's like, if you're the least racist person in the room, that means that you acknowledge that you're still racist.
Mm-hmm.
You're just less racist.
Less racist than that guy.
But you're still racist.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really saying much, saying I'm the least racist person in the room.
I can say out of every election I've ever voted in my life, this is probably the one I was least fired up. Like,
yeah. Because we were like, yeah, Barack Obama, we was like, yeah. Hope, we were happy. Hope.
Election, I'm like, just will it end? It's like I stopped watching the debates. After the second debates, I stopped watching. I was like,
Obama.
I was still not into this election.
2016 was like,
That's when it started to me.
It started 2016. It was like,
I don't really like either of them, but like, This one I really didn't like either.
2020 was just a hot mess.
I really didn't. Like I said, they both can go away like 2020.
These was not the candidates that we requested. We did not request these candidates as Americans. We did not.
Best part of was the fucking was Alec Baldwin and Jim Carrey doing parodies. If that's the best part of the election, then what is
Maya Rudolph as a Kamala Harris?
Yeah, that's the best part is like the SNL
with the martini.
Which caused a whole nother rift of election, caused almost got the legendary Ice Cube canceled and shit. I hated that election. I still hate it.
And then Trump still hasn't conceded. So I mean,
even though the Electoral College officially
voted on December 14th.
Biden is officially the president-elect.
Right.
They voted, and then Inauguration Day is coming up in a few weeks, so we'll see what happens.
And the fact that
the most interesting transition of all time, that Inauguration Day. It's gonna be
because the way that he said, because he was like, he said the results are fraudulent, and then Trump kept on saying, he said, okay, well, if the Electoral College says that he's the president, then he will be the president. And then the Electoral College said he's the president, and he still said, you guys are fake. He like recanted everything that like he said he was going to do with that. So it's just a hot mess.
I can't wait till Inauguration Day.
January 20th needs to come. It needs to come right now.
It's going to be very interesting watching that transition. Typically, transitions like the last thing you see is the old president leaving, and then they
Air Force One, and they
shake hands like all of that. Well, none of us shaking hands now.
We're not shaking. We're elbowing. We
shake hands. Yeah.
Do this, the elbow.
Or one of these.
Joe
Biden doesn't point anyway. Yeah, so
we can throw this. Wakanda. We can throw one of these.
Joe Biden pull his air guns. That's what he'll do. This.
I would do this because I'm doing Wakanda. That's what I would do.
It's gonna be is Trump even gonna be there? It's like something.
He's gonna be in Mar-a-Lago already because he's where he is now playing golf.
How's it going?
He's gonna be playing golf. So
they shouldn't even have a fucking inauguration.
They should just do it birthday. They should just do it on Zoom.
Yeah, that's the way to avoid all that. Like just like COVID, just have it inside of the Capitol building, not on the port. Have it inside. Just have the necessary people. Have the Bidens there. The Kamala, I won't say the Harrises, but he's like Mr. Kamala Harris. The Harrises, I'm gonna call him Mr. Harris. I don't care. Yeah, the Bidens, the Harrises, and then who else? Just have it keep it simple. Yeah.
The special invited guest,
the judge, the judge to whoever. Yeah.
Which McCarr needs to be there because you guys owe her big for flipping Georgia. You guys owe Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams needs to be there. Y'all owe Stacey Abrams. Y'all owe her big. Y'all do.
I don't even know if I'd have all them fucking
because she flipped Georgia. I'm saying just for her, I would have her because she flipped Georgia. She needs to be there.
I'm more just the Bidens, the Harrises, and the fucking judge. That's what I'm good with.
And then Trump and Melania should just be on.
Yeah, just broadcast that shit. Yeah, and call it a day. Yeah.
And
they can't have the fucking big crowd. That's super spreader like a mother.
No, you can't have the crowd. Yeah.
They cannot. They're not. Hopefully, they're not doing that. If you are, then you're full of shit. If you're talking about we should social distance,
and then you have
a 500,000 people out there, however many people.
Even if you have 1,000, even if you only have 1,000 people, it's still 1,000 people too many.
Come on,
yeah, that's still a lot of fucking people in one room.
We don't need that shit. Yeah,
that's a lot.
But let's end it now. I'm tired of talking about that.
So this is what we've come to 2020 in a nutshell.
What a year.
We've had not many highs. We've had a lot of lows, a lot of lows in 2020, but we're going to look forward to and look for a brighter 2021. So I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to leave it and say I'm going to be optimistic. And I also just want to say rest in peace to Marcus's cousin Yancey because we lost him on Christmas Eve. So rest in peace to him. Yeah.
Also, we lost a cousin David this year. So rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace to David. Yeah.
David, our last episode was dedicated to him.
Mm-hmm.
But appreciate everybody supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. Episode 187 with my mic in your mouth, fool. Ooh, okay. I'm definitely ready to wrap this thing up. Like, that's that 2020, like, getting out of me right there.
Yeah.
You like what we're doing, we want to support us and give us a like on our Facebook fan page. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your favorite platforms. You got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey.
Also, check us out on your Alexa devices. And if you want to check us out, the video, get at us on YouTube. I'll pull one of these. Call that the Malcolm X pose we just did.
Yeah.
And follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Also, a work in progress still is my streaming station, OzRadio.net. The bomb, 90s and 2K classics. It's still work in progress.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.